I'm here at Agile 2008 with Bob Martin, Uncle Bob, my object mentor, and we're talking about the pace of Agile adoption. So how do you see, we're talking about Agile having crossed the chasm now. So how do you see the pace of Agile adoption now versus over the past couple of years?
It's certainly been on a steady exponential growth. It's, if we go back 6 years, Agile was a curiosity. A couple of companies had tried it, maybe there was a little success. Nowadays, it's everybody's trying it, everybody knows about it, everybody wants to do it. The controversy is pretty well over, and now pretty much it's a strategy or trying to figure out what the strategy is for getting it into a company.
Sure.
Everybody accepts that Agile is out there and that it's had success.
Absolutely. Where do you see it kind of going in the future? Next couple of years, I think this show has really grown quite a bit.
The biggest challenge I think that the Agile movement has is getting out of the small team environment and into the very large team environment. The big companies with big projects, there's a number of challenges that make that extremely difficult to solve. And we are doing it. We are solving it, but it's something that the Agile community is going to be challenged with for the next several years, I think.
Yeah, definitely. What organization do you think probably is best supported by Agile? What company do you think would benefit the most from an Agile adoption?
Companies that are best served by Agile are those that do not rely heavily on a command control structure, that are focused on enabling their own people to get things done. They want creative solutions. There's no particular project type that is dependent. Any kind of project can be done with Agile, any kind of technology, whether it be scientific or business or financial, it doesn't really matter. What does matter is that the people are allowed to behave as a team.
You were talking about enterprises adopting Agile. Do you see, a greater adoption of Agile on a wholesale scale in enterprises?
Yeah. With big enterprises, it's a challenge, as I said before. But the enterprises are rising to that challenge, and the Agile community is figuring it out.
Right.
So that's fun. That'll be the high energy stuff for the next couple of years.
Yeah, I find a lot of larger organizations are kind of Agile inspired. They may not necessarily jump in with both feet. They kind of take it out.
The problems are significant. You've got a great big boat to turn. You've got teams and teams and teams with lots of moving pieces. And how do you get this Agile thing, which started with a team of 6 or 7 people working and delivering something every 2 weeks? How do you get 200 people into that mode of working? And it can be done, but it requires an awful lot of effort and structure and...
Right. What do you think the vendors and maybe the consulting companies can do to kind of help out, kind of push that along, especially in larger organizations?
One of the problems that we have as a movement is there is a religion in this movement that says managers are evil, managers are useless. If only we didn't have managers, life would be so good. This is nonsense. There is a similar religion, which is architecture is meaningless, design is meaningless. All we have to do is work in short cycles, and the software will self-assemble. Right. That's also ridiculous. So as a movement, we need to look ourselves in the mirror and say, well, okay. There's goodness in the ideas of emergence, there's goodness in the idea of short cycles, but there's also large organizations with teams that need architectures and designs, and somehow we have to bring that together. We don't have to do that with waterfall. We don't have to do that with huge, massive upfront design, but we do have to acknowledge that you cannot build a space shuttle without some kind of architecture and design and thought.
How do you see you talk about management, how do you see their role in the adoption of Agile? You see it's a lot a top-down adoption, or is it kind of bubbling up from the bottom?
Both. So the enthusiasm for Agile many times starts at the bottom. And it will start to bubble up. A couple of teams will start, and they'll start doing Agile, and it'll be exciting. And then the layer of middle management will try to suppress it, because that's their job, right? Their job is to keep things going the way it has been going. If there is a layer of management above them, top down, that's also saying, nope, we want this, and they're pulling the enthusiasm through. Then middle management comes into line and says, oh, that's the new status quo, fine, well, we'll maintain that. So it really requires both. You've got to have the enthusiasm on the bottom and the practices being followed at the bottom, and you've also got to have top-level management going, yes, this is what we want, and we are willing to change.
Right. So at Object Matter, how do you guys support Agile? I'm sure you've been in it for quite a while.
We have been since the beginning. Our company offers mentoring and transition services. We help people adopt Agile, especially large companies. We go in with teams of technical experts and business experts and management experts to take a large organization and help them make that transition with the enthusiasm at the bottom and top-level management, blessing the operation, and then changing the organization in the middle.
Right. Where could somebody go to find out more about Object Mentor?
Oh, objectmentor.com,
All right.
I think is the website.
All right.